Okay, Neil, tell us about yourself a little bit.
My name's Neil Worry Easterbrook, 37 years old. I've lived in Bournemouth for most of my life and live locally. I'm currently employed as a firefighter for Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Service, and work down in Christchurch.
Great, thank you. Okay, Neil, so tell us what happened in your own words.
So basically, sort of build up towards what I had. Started suffering back problems over a period of 6-7 months, just sort of general backaches. I started going to the doctors to try and get a bit of help, and I started off with sort of some low-level painkillers, and slowly but surely was building up to a point where I was on sort of high-strength tramadol, diclofenac, sort of quite powerful drugs, just getting to the point where I almost needed morphine on a daily basis. And one night, after watching a game of rugby with some of my friends, and my back was really hurting, so decided to go home. And eventually I woke up sort of 2 in the morning, and what I can only define as excruciating agony, and I couldn't move, couldn't get out of bed. So I ended up bringing an ambulance, and this was on a Saturday night, so obviously logistically they're very busy. And I'd had a few drinks, and I'll be fair to that, so I had a conversation with the lady on the end of the line, and long story short, she ended up putting the phone down on me during that point. I managed to ring back, I think on the third occasion they sort of took me seriously. A couple of paramedics came around and had a look. I was on the floor by that point, and they managed to get me back into bed, called an out-of-hours doctor, and the doctor referred me to go back to the surgery. I went back to the surgery and managed to get some imagery booked for 2-3 months down the line. A few weeks later, again had the same sort of thing, another attack, and this time I was sort of at work, so left work and went to casualty at about 1 in the morning again. Ordered through casualty. It gave me some, again, high strength painkillers, some morphine, some muscle relaxant, and after 2 hours that didn't have any effect. They gave me another dose, still no effect. So I had the consultant come down and have a look at me. He deemed it not necessary to have any imagery, and just to wait for the MRI when booked, which at that point was about 6 to 8 weeks away. So reluctantly I said, well, okay, you trust these people, trust their professional, know what they're doing. Start to walk out the hospital, and I couldn't really walk. I was stumbling, doing inches at a time. So I walked back in, had a chat to the gentleman and said, look, I can't walk. He said, oh, it's okay, we'll get a wheelchair for you. So basically stuck me in a wheelchair and wheeled me out the door. At this point I was sort of wondering what to do, where to turn next.